Bonjour, do you know how to conjugate your French verbs in the future tense? Well, we are going to practice just that today. Before I start, remember that if you are a member, you have access to the support guide to this lesson and any lessons that I post on YouTube. So why don't you click on the join button below? Let's have a look at the future tense and how to conjugate the future tense using irregular verbs. So today we are going to concentrate on irregular verbs in the future tense. Well, I've chosen this because it's a hard thing to learn, okay, and to teach as well. So think about me as a teacher. It's really complex to teach because irregular verbs, just like le nom l'indique, the name indicates itself, it's irregular. So therefore, there is not so much of a pattern. What you're going to find here is that the ending of the future tense will always remain the same. So that's one thing. But let's have a look at what a futur is. In French, we call it le futur. Okay, so to start with, what is le futur? Now, le futur is a tense referring to an action that will take place at a later stage. In English, it's quite easy. The equivalent is I will do this. So whereby in English you have this modal will that indicates the future, in French we do not. And we have therefore special endings added to the stem of the verb, okay? So how are we going to do that in a future tense? I mean, it's like any conjugation exercises that I have taught you. You have to have special endings if you want to tell me or a French speaker when the action takes place, okay? You want it to be in the past tense. Well, you've got to make sure you follow the rules that tells me it's in the past tense, okay? So you know that special endings will indicate a past tense. The same as the future tense, it will indicate the future tense. What are these endings? Well, for je, it is a, and of course, in front of it, you will have a special stem, which we are going to have a look at in a minute. So, je plus stem plus a, the stem of the verb. For tu, it is a. For il, it's a. For elle, it's a. For on, it's a. For nous, it's on. For vous, it's e. Sorry. For il, it's on. And for elle, it's on. Okay? But there is one thing, is that when you conjugate in the future tense, you're going to have the sound re before. And that's because the stem of the verb we are going to use before these endings will end with a re. Okay, I will show you some, okay, in a minute, and then we will do some practice using some irregular third group verbs, okay? So we've got that. One little trick that I can only give you, and it's up to you what you do with that, is that have a look at the ending. So I'm going to remove that so you see much clearly. For je, est. Now, if you put j'ai, it's I have. For tu as, il a, elle a, on a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. The good way is that here we're using the endings of avoir in the present tense, and it matches the ending of the future tense. Can you see that? What's interesting is that if you know how to conjugate avoir in the present tense, you will know the endings of the future tense. Est, a, on, et, on. Quite simply, okay? So let's have a look now at what the stem of the verbs in irregular verbs look like, okay? So what is the stem of irregular verbs in the future tense? Well, it is sometimes really hard to conjugate an irregular verb, like I said earlier on, because the stem of the verb can vary drastically depending on the tense we use, okay? Here, I'm going to show you a list that really should be learned by heart, okay, as not many irregular verbs follow the same pattern. So, for example, for apprendre, the stem in the future tense is apprendre. So, you have the re sound here, like you see, okay, but you don't have the E at the end. And so, if you wanted to say, I will learn, because apprendre means to learn, well, you put the stem I've just told you, apprendre, and here you've got je. Alors, it would be J apostrophe, of course, because EA can't be together. So, j'apprendrai, I will learn. Tu apprendras, you will learn. Il apprendra, and so on. So, let's have a look at another verb here. Boire. Boire is quite simple actually because you drop an E as well. So the stem is boire with no E. Je boirai, tu boiras, il boira, nous boirons. I will drink, you will drink, we will drink, quite simply. But when it comes to aller, for example, which means to go, the stem is ir. And that's where you're going to have the most difficulty. So how would you say I will go? Then you add ir to the ending of the future. And obviously J apostrophe because it's two vowels, je and I. J'irai, I will go. Tu iras, because the stem is ir. Il ira, elle ira, on ira. So I will go, you will go, he will go, she will go. Do you see how important it is to learn those stems by heart? For venir, it's viendre, and again it has the resen. For lire, to read, it's re. For attendre, it's attendre. For avoir, that's a tough one, it's or. Okay. For faire, it's faire. F-I-R. For vouloir, is voudre. For pouvoir, it's pour. Can you see the difference? And for être, even more weird, it's sir. Okay, S-E-R. So you see that the stem in third group verbs are so different from the stem in second or first group verbs, okay? If you're not sure, I have a Practice Your French on these two groups, so have a look at the video. Let's have a look and try to practice here. We are going to replace this verb here, and we are going to conjugate it in the future tense. And all these verbs that you see here are third group verbs or irregular verbs or RE verbs. Okay, they're the same. So let's have a look. Tom, and the verb is dormir, dans la chambre de sa sœur. Tom, and we want to say dormir is to sleep, okay? Will sleep, because it's a future we are working on. Tom will sleep in his sister's bedroom. Have a look at the way we say in his sister's bedroom, his sister's bedroom. Okay, so we say in the bedroom of his sister. Okay, so Tom, we know that the stem is dormir. Okay, well, we don't know that. I'm just telling you, of course. But what would be the ending of the future tense for Tom? So in order to do that, we need to refer back to this. Okay, so let's have a look. And where is Tom in all of that? Where is Tom? Well, Tom is here. Okay, that's Tom. And the ending for il is a. Why is it il? Because Tom is a he. Okay, so we go back and the ending is a. So, Tom dormira dans la chambre de sa sœur. Tom will sleep in his sister's bedroom. Let's have a look at the next one. Nous, and then the verb is vouloir, te parler. We will want, because it's want, to want. Okay, we will want to talk to you, te parler, to you, to talk, in effect. But what is the stem of vouloir? Do we have it here? Yes, we do. Have a look at that. Here, okay? The stem for vouloir is voudre. So let's quickly put it here, voudre, okay? But because it's nous, what is the ending of nous in the future tense? Let's have a look at that. It's ONS. So let's go back and we write ONS. Do you see that? Nous voudrons te parler. Future tense of vouloir. Nous voudrons te parler. We will want to talk to you. Okay? Let's have a look at the next one. And remember that there are more examples on your support guide. Les enfants, the verb is faire de la natation. It seems we are missing de la natation ce mercredi. Les enfants, so will do swimming this Wednesday, but we want that in the negation. So they will not do swimming this Wednesday. So les enfants ne, and then we want the stem for faire in the future. And the stem for faire in the future is here. Have a look at that. It's here. Can you see that? So we go back and we write the stem. But because it's les enfants, we need to know what replaces les enfants. What is the subject pronoun that is replacing les enfants? What it is they. And they in French is il. Okay? ILS in this case. So what is the ending for il? It is ONT. So we are going back and we are writing ONT. And because it's a negation, we add to it pas. Okay? Oh, sorry. It should be obviously 3 different words here. Oh my gosh. Les enfants ne feront pas de natation ce mercredi. The children will not do swimming this Wednesday, or will not go swimming, or n'iront pas, should I say, swimming. Now let's have a look and we finish with the last one. Remember that there are plenty other examples in your support guide. So, je, and the verb is venir, okay, which means to come, te voir tous les soirs. I will come to see you, and again, you is here, to see, tous les soirs, every evening. And soir is evening, tous les soirs, every evening, okay? So, how would you say I will come? Now, in order to do that, you need to know what the stem of venir is. Do we have it here? Yes, that is the stem of venir, okay? So, here we go. We have viendre. Okay. Now, because it's je, okay, we can have a look at our endings and we can match that je. The ending in the future tense is est. Okay. So, je viendrai te voir tous les soirs. Okay, that's it for me. If you want all the support guides available for the Practice Your French, why don't you join us as a member, okay? And leave a comment or subscribe. Au revoir, à bientôt, bisous bisous, salut!